Hi readers! Today we'll be continuing reading by the Great Horn Spoon. We'll finish chapter 2 today. So we're reading chapter 2, part 2. Today as we're reading, I want you to think about the question, what was life like on the journey to the California Gold Rush? Do you have your talking partner? It can be a stuffy, it can be your little sister, it can be a rubber ducky, your hand. So get your talking partner, and I want you to ask them the question, what was life like on the journey to California? Okay, ready, go. Good morning, Duck. What was life like on the journey to California? Yeah, it sounds like it was pretty rough because I know the characters in our book are on a ship and they have to go underneath the ship by the coal. Somebody stole something from them. They're far away from home. Yeah, it sounds like the journey to California must have been pretty rough. Were there other ways people got to California besides going on a ship? I think so. I think you could go across land too. That sounds even harder. You have to be on a wagon. Well, let's see how it goes for our characters, Duck. Okay, did you turn and tell your talking partner? What do you think the journey was like? Good, let's read more. Okay, so this is by the Great Horn Spoon, chapter 2, part 2. When the sea turned black and the whale oil lamps were lit by the main saloon and the passengers began to gather. They joked and joshed, glad for something to do, for they were not used to the idleness of the sea. Jack waited on deck with the black soap from the animal pens. He saw the horse doctor enter on his peg leg, followed by the judge. The ex-soldiers were singing, I'm going to California with a washball on my knee. Do 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 do. When all the passengers were assembled, the captain made a grand entrance, puffing on a twisted black cigar, and with his long coat flapping almost to his knees. Gentlemen, he said, I'll get to the point. I'm told there may be a thief among us, a cut purse. We can't have that now, can we? No, roared out the gold seekers, giving their purses and money belts a reassuring touch. We'll string him up, yelled a big fellow known as Mountain Jim. He had full red eyebrows and wore a bobcat hat. The captain held up a hand to stop the voices. This cut purse has already struck, gentlemen. He lifted the savings of Mr. Praiseworthy and his young partner Jack. You've seen them working off their passage in the coal bunkers. The thief may strike again. Any one of you may be his next victim. He may be standing at your elbow. I'll now turn the meeting over to someone else. These men had the plan to capture the scoundrel. Praiseworthy, tall and calm, stepped forward. Thank you, Captain Swain, he said. Our plan is very simple, gentlemen. Master Jack, the sew, if you please. At that signal, Jack led the big black hog to the center of the saloon and tied her to a post. The men began to exchange baffled glances. What a large sew to do with catching a thief? But if there was a thief among them, they wanted him caught. Their own purses weren't safe with a light-fingered fellow aboard. A pig is a smart animal, Praiseworthy exclaimed. Non-smarter, yelled out Mountain Jim. Take this old sow, Praiseworthy went on. She's very wise. We've discovered that she can tell a dishonest man by the mere feel of him. She squeals, Gentlemen, You can't even tell a simple lie in her presence. She'll squeal every time. A most remarkable hog, I must say. Jack looked about the many faces shining under the flickering whale oil lamps. There were the horse doctor, the fighters, the judge. Not even Mountain Jim with his fur cap was above suspicion. Jack fed the black pig a limp carrot to keep her quiet, but he began to feel anxious. What if Praiseworthy was wrong and the thief wasn't aboard the Lady Wilma at all? I assure you, Praiseworthy was saying, that if the cutpurse so much as touches this hog, she will squeal. If you will line up, gentlemen, I'll get on with it. After the lamps are blown out and the saloon is dark, come up to the pig one by one. Touch her with your right finger. When she squeals, we'll have a thief. I'm for it, one of the ex-soldiers said. Me too. A good plan. Suits me. A moment later, the saloon was in pitch darkness, and Jack held himself very still, feeding carrots to the animal so she wouldn't squeal. One by one, the gold seekers approached and ran a finger along the pig's neck. A minute passed. 2 minutes passed. Not a sound from the hog. The passengers scuffed across the deck with their boots, touched the pig, and retired. The men were silent, listening for a squeal that would trap the guilty man. 10 minutes passed, and still they came. Even Praiseworthy felt a bit tense now. When finally the whale oil lamps were relit, the black hog hadn't uttered a sound. She stood in the center of the saloon, wondering what all the fuss was about. Captain Swain stepped forward, scratching his beard as he looked about the passengers and turned to Praiseworthy. Looks like you made a mistake. The cutpurse isn't aboard this ship. By grabs, I'm sorry about you and the lad, but it looks like you'll be shoveling coal all the way to the California. One moment, said Praiseworthy, as unconcerned as you please. It's true the hog did not squeal, but the guilty party stands in this room, gentlemen. Master Jack and I took the liberty of powdering this black hog with coal dust. If each of you will now examine your right index finger, where you touched her hide, you will find a smudge. Every man in the saloon instantly turned up his hand, and there, indeed, was a smudge of black dust. Praiseworthy didn't waste a minute. But one of you, fearing that the sow's squeal would give you away, one of you approached, but did not touch a finger to her back. Look around you, gentlemen. There's a man among you without coal dust on his finger. He's exposed himself. The thief! Almost at once there was an outcry from the corner of the saloon. We got him! Passengers, suddenly angry, crowded around Jack and couldn't see who they had pounced upon. We'll string him up! Look here, his finger's clean as a whistle. It's the judge! Judge, my eye, he's an imposter! Jack burrowed through the crowd in time to see the judge attempt to draw his sword, but the fighters jumped in and pinned his arms back. By the time the ship's officers got hold of the frock-coated impostor, his hat was caved in and the cigar hung from his mouth. Now the crowd opened up, and Jack had never seen Praiseworthy with such a fierce look in his eye. I suppose we'll find the balance of our money in your cabin, sir. Try to find it, spat the thief, peering from Jack to Praiseworthy and back again. Clever you are, but we'll meet again, I warn you, or my name's not Cut-Eye Higgins. Humbug, said Praiseworthy, just as sharply. The miners had their own ideas of justice, and the suggestions went flying around the saloon. Pitch him overboard! Let him swim to California! String him up! Put him in the chains! Put him in the back! But Captain Swain already had his mind made up. Take him to the coal bunkers. By the time we cross the equator, by grabs, he'll think he's in Hades. And they'll stop there at chapter 3. So readers, listeners, will you turn back to your thought partner and tell them what was life like on the journey to California Gold Rush? Wow, Ducky, that was a really funny scene. Seems like life got a little crazy out there. The people on the ships were stealing from each other, and then, oh wow, they caught the thief. Yes, I know. So readers, today when you're off and you're reading your own books and your articles independently, I want you to look for this question. What was life like on the journey to the California Gold Rush? So you'll be doing some more Gold Rush reading today. All right, readers, today and every day, enjoy your reading.